Texas man named Caleb Wallace, who helped organize protests against pandemic restrictions, is now, well, he's dying. And he's got COVID-19. So now his wife, Jessica Wallace, wrote Wednesday on Facebook that she had a heartbreaking update about her husband, Caleb. Quote, he's not doing good. It's not looking in our favor. Lungs are stiff due to the fibrosis. They've called and they've said they've run out of options for him and asked if I would consent to do a do not resuscitate order, and it would be up to us when to stop treatments. My heart just can't. I can't imagine my life without him. Wallace, a 30-year-old father of three, has been unconscious, ventilated, and heavily sedated in the ICU at Shannon Medical Center in San Angelo since August 8th, according to the Standard Times. His wife said on a GoFundMe page for household medical bills that he has been intubated several times, had high fevers, infection, and bleeding in his chest. So the guy's not doing very good. In fact, it's real bad. Okay, and let me just note before I get further in here, I think that it's insane that we don't have free healthcare for everybody during a pandemic. And I also think it's absurd that there are anti-vaxxers out there, right? There are people that are choosing not to take a vaccine in a country that doesn't guarantee healthcare for everybody, because then, of course, you end up with situations where people get sick as a result of anti-maskers that can't afford their medical bills. Now, that said, this is a case of fuck around and find out. In July, Caleb Wallace reportedly helped organize the Freedom Rally, an event that billed itself as a protest against government being in control of our lives. He also founded the San Angelo Freedom Defenders, which hosted a rally last year to end COVID tyranny. I'm assuming those, of course, rallies were mask-free. He also wrote a letter in April to the San Angelo Independent School District and published by a local news outlet demanding the school district rescind all COVID-related policies immediately. He claimed that wearing masks, falsely claimed, that wearing masks had harmful effects on children, and there was little evidence that masks worked for anyone. Again, that is absolutely incorrect, but this shows you who he is. He is an anti-masker, an anti-vaxxer, okay? Now, when he had first felt symptoms on July 26, his wife told the Standard Times that he had refused to get tested or to seek medical care. He instead began treating himself with a cocktail of vitamin C, zinc, aspirin, and, of course, ivermectin. You might have heard a lot of that going around today. So, recently, there have been people that have been pushing this so-called cure, and now ivermectin, let me explain what that is. It is an anti-parasitic drug that is used mainly on livestock. Now, there is a human version which treats lice and has some anti-inflammatory properties. However, there is nothing to suggest that ivermectin works on treating COVID-19. So, all right. Now, a lot of right-wingers and some people that claim to be on the left, anti-vaxxers, have referenced a paper which summarized the results of a clinical trial that seemed to show promise for ivermectin as a treatment. The study claimed that it reduced COVID-19 death rates by more than 90%, but it appeared to be riddled with some errors. On July 14th, after people had raised some concerns about possible plagiarism and data manipulation, the preprint server Research Square withdrew the paper due to ethical concerns. People found that the study cited dozens of patient records that seemed to be duplicates, inconsistencies between the raw data and the information in the paper, patients whose records indicate that they died before the study even started, and numbers that seemed to be too consistent to have occurred simply by chance. So there are some serious issues with this study, with these papers, that support ivermectin as a cure. So, in fact, to date, much of the evidence supporting ivermectin's use in treating COVID-19 has been weak and inconsistent. There are a couple of studies that found maybe some positive effect, while others found no effect. And of course, they continue to study this mainly in other countries. So now this man seems to be a pretty good real-world anecdotal example of the effectiveness of ivermectin. Okay, so obviously he's about to die. He's not doing well. So much for that so-called cure. Okay. Now here's the thing. It amazes me that people are literally eating horse paste in this country instead of getting a vaccine. Now I understand that they're studying this as a possible treatment in other countries, and they're doing that because America has literally hoarded almost all the vaccine. But to eat horse paste in America while we are swimming in free vaccines is insane. It's insane. It's a slap in the face to anyone outside of the United States who's literally dying as a result of not having the vaccine. And by the way, these unverified, dubious treatments are being pushed by conservative media, as well as groups like America's Frontline Doctors. That group is a pro-Trump group whose membership includes people like Dr. Stella Emanuel. Now, I don't know if you remember, right, who Stella Emanuel is. She became famous because she claimed that ovarian cysts came from sex with demons. She is the demon sperm lady. Okay? That's who this person is. And by the way, during the Trump administration, she gave a speech supporting hydroxychloroquine as a cure for COVID-19, which it is not. So that's what's going on. People are eating paste for horses, horsey paste, because of a woman who believes that people are having sex with demons. The insanity knows absolutely no bounds. And by the way, to add a slight bit of levity to this very serious story, the people who are eating the paste are also crapping their pants and can't seem to figure out why. Let me show you here one person that was part of a pro-ivermectin Facebook group. I started the preventative regimen of ivermectin based on the FLCCC guidelines and literally shit myself at the grocery store today. Is this normal? I want to protect myself, but is this just like the early toxins leaving or what? And there are others. There are other people asking if they could take it anally because it tastes terrible. They're literally eating the horse paste. Don't eat the horse paste. Don't raid the Tractor Supply store for horsey paste. Please don't. Don't do it. It's dumb. It's dumb. That said, if your doctor, if the medical community, and by the way, it has been approved by the World Health Organization for clinical trials only. So otherwise, the FDA and the CDC both say that no, there is no effective treatment, or I'm sorry, no effective use for ivermectin to treat COVID-19. So don't try it, don't use it. There is a vaccine that is effective. Don't do it. Don't eat the horsey paste. And by the way, going back to the woman shitting herself in the store, shitting herself to own the libs, right? What did you think was going to happen if you took horse dewormer? Honestly, think about it. You ever dewormed your dog? You ever gave him HeartGuard? You ever done that? What happens to the worms? Where do they go? Think about it. Think for a second. These people are shitting themselves to own the libs. And understand, they're not, a lot of them aren't even taking it to treat COVID. They're taking it as a prophylactic, as a preventative, which again, no evidence to prove that it prevents COVID-19. If only there was something else that they could do, which actually works and has the added bonus of not making you shit yourself in the middle of a Publix. Something like an FDA-approved vaccine, maybe. So back to the Wallaces. And I do feel for them here. Jessica Wallace told the Standard Times that she was less conservative than her husband and that she wears a mask. She said, quote, "Caleb would tell me, masks aren't going to save you, but he understood I wanted to wear them. It gives me comfort to know that maybe, just maybe, I'm either protecting someone or avoiding it myself." Look, she doesn't seem like a bad person, and I feel for her. I really do. Doing the right thing, right? Wearing a mask. That's all we asked for. Wear the mask. I feel bad for her, but I do not feel bad for him. I'm all out of empathy for anti-vaxxers and anti-maskers. That's it. I'm out. The guy's getting exactly what he asked for, which ironically takes away his own freedom, as well as the freedom of the people, around him. You're not free when you're on a ventilator. It's not freedom. You're not free if you're dead. That's not freedom. Those of us who are vaxxed, ironically, we are much more free. We can go out again. We can go out to dinner, see our families, go to the club, go do those things without the fear of dying from this virus, contracting it, or giving it to the rest of our family. And I understand breakthrough infections do happen, but they're a lot less severe than in people that are vaccinated versus those who are unvaccinated. Not having to worry about dying from this virus, turns out that's real freedom. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.